And so a good friend, but even a better friend to Chelsea School, Mr. Alan Weinstein. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and graduates. My name is Alan Weinstein. I am dyslexic, learning disabled, and a self-made multi-millionaire. I want to thank Tony Messina, the Board of Governors, and the graduating class of 2006 for giving to me the honor of speaking on such a special occasion. I commend the parents for recognizing their child's problems and having the interest and taking the time to seek out such a school as Chelsea. During my visit in February, I had the opportunity of observing Mr. Messina and his teaching staff. I give my personal thanks for the caring, the sincerity, and the dedication they exude while interacting with and teaching their students, your children. I congratulate the graduates on this auspicious day. Today you have reached a goal that was only obtainable through your will, your desire, and a strong belief in yourself to achieve. There must have been a time when some of you, your loved ones, your friends, thought this day was unattainable, an impossible mission. However, we know better. We know nothing is impossible. Nothing is unattainable. We know the future is only behind us when we stop believing and dreaming of our goals. I am 70 years old, and unfortunately, when I was in school, no one knew of these problems. So consequently, I was labeled stupid. When asked how many apples I could purchase for a quarter if each apple was a nickel, I had no clue. I couldn't read until I was 12 years old. And once I received a 30 on an exam, and there were comments sent home to my parents that I hadn't studied. When I confronted the teacher in reference to these comments, his response was, "I should have known better. In order for you to have received a 30, you had to study." This is just a small example of what I had to endure during my school days. And at age appropriate, I was graduated. The school would not give me college applications, and the staff and students labeled me least likely to succeed. However, there was one person who always believed in me. There was one person who would never listen to negative thoughts. One person who would never give up on me, just one. And that person was me. Although it took 7 years, today I hold a degree in architecture from the University of Kansas. How can one who could not figure out how many apples can be purchased for a quarter or score a 30 on an exam attain such a goal? Because of my conviction and because of the goals I set for myself and my ability to imagine, along with my positive self-image, failure was not an option. There were many roadblocks, dead ends, bumps in the road, hurdles, and any other synonym you can think of. I started at Tulane University, and after 3 years was asked to leave. I went home, worked for an architect while attending night school. Later, I was accepted to the University of Kansas, where I began to practice alternative methods to augment my learning disabilities. So, as for the kid who was least likely to succeed, I am one of the most successful graduates from my high school. Once again, the obstacles were present every day. The struggle was constant, and the challenges never ended. The book I wrote, which I will give to each of you graduates, starts in 1975 on a Sunday evening. I went to sleep with $2 million in the bank, a company doing $75 million worth of construction, and $175,000 a year of income. And I woke up Monday morning broke. Overnight, my entire company collapsed. How did this happen? That is for you to read in my book. However, what I can tell you is, for 8 years I struggled to get back what I lost. And during those 8 years, I never gave up, never allowing negative thoughts to control my future. I just kept a clear and decisive attitude, always striving for the goals I had set for myself. And because of my constant belief in myself, today I am a self-made multi-millionaire owning one of the most successful real estate companies on Long Island, and I sit on the board of directors of many other companies that I have invested in. Failure was never an option. No one knows us as well as we know ourselves. We are a result of who we think we are. If we think we are incapable of achievement, if we think we cannot reach our goals, if we think negative thoughts, then we will think ourselves into failure. However, if we think positive thoughts, train our minds to imagine our dreams, to set our goals, and to achieve our destinations, success is then only a matter of time. Remember, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. To overcome my disability, I used alternative methods. I realized that the ability to achieve was limited only by your ability to imagine. I found imagery, or cybervision, as it is called in sports, was one of the keys to my success. We are unaware of it, but we use imagery every day of our lives. And because we are unaware of it, we do not focus on nor take advantage of its principles. If I were to give a golf club, a tee, and a golf ball to someone in a country having no communication with civilization, as we do, they would have no clue of what to do with this equipment. If, on the other hand, I gave the same equipment to anyone in this room who has never played the game of golf, they would know the principles of what to do. Why? Imagery. They have seen it done, therefore their mind has an image of what to do. The more we work on this image, the clearer it gets, and the clearer it gets, the better we perform. Nothing happens without an image. From the safety pin to the computer, everything was an image in someone's mind. And the images that we conceive in our minds become our goals and determine our destinations. Without it, nothing can be accomplished. This morning, we all awoke with one image, one goal, one destination. The image was that of seeing yourself, your child, your relative, or your friend receive their diploma. The goal and the destination were to arrive here on time. No matter how long it took, no matter the means of transportation that you chose, coming from many different directions, we all made it in time. For those of you who might have hit a roadblock, or a traffic jam, or a last-minute change in your transportation plans, regardless, you still made it. Those roadblocks did not discourage you. Never once did you ever consider quitting and returning home. You just found another way around until you were back on the path to this theater. Nothing was going to stop you today. Why? Because the image, the goal, and the destination were so affixed in your mind that to fail was not an option. Because of our disabilities, we suffer from an overdose of negativity. Consequently, it is imperative that along this trip of life, we continue to affirm our position. Our thoughts, our images must always show that our goals are already attained, that we are enjoying a beautiful and successful life. Never waver from those images, and they will become a reality. The mind is too powerful an ally, and it will never disappoint you. The most sophisticated piece of equipment ever produced by man is the computer. The amount of information available to us is so voluminous and so diverse, it has no equal. Yet, all the information that comes out of this complex piece of equipment was programmed by many different human brains. If we find the information that we are receiving to be objectionable or just plain incorrect, we use the same brain to reprogram the information in so the information out changes. Folks, make no mistake about it. We are all walking computers. From birth to death, we are all programmed by many different human brains. At inception, both the computer and the brain are void of knowledge. We are not born with knowledge, we are taught it. We are not born with prejudice, we are taught it. We are not born ingrained with negativity, it is fed to us by others. So, if you are not pleased with the information fed to you through the years, and if you do not like your self-image, use your power of imagery to reprogram yourself to a new life. Ladies and gentlemen, a day like today is only made possible by a school like Chelsea. The future of your children and other children with dyslexia depend on the growth and success of this institution. You could not have a more motivated leader than Tony Messina, or a more dedicated teaching staff and board of governors. However, that is not always enough. This school needs your continued support in whatever form that is available. It is also imperative to have a strong and active alumni. I would like, once again, to congratulate the class of 2006 and remind them that tomorrow you are all alumni, and to give back what you have received is a deed that is always rewarded. The sharing of experiences is what gives the experiences value, and that is why I am here today. Always keep in mind, I am living proof that dyslexia and learning disabilities are not synonymous with failure. Thank you, and best of luck to you all.